I think. Maybe in the back, a few people are asleep. Great presentations, and I think you're going to hear a lot from me. As Rich mentioned, we specialize in consulting, implementation. We're the boots on the ground. You hear about all this stuff that you should be doing, you need to be doing. We get it done for you. I like to have some actionable items, especially in a 10-minute conversation. So we'll see how this goes. Mayor Hartman, thanks for the introduction. I don't have to go through this and brag about myself. I only show this because I might know what I'm talking about. 35 space shuttle missions, satellite missions, Department of Defense. I know things that I can't tell you about. I gotta kill you to tell you. And you know, like a lot of people, service industries. My first job was at McDonald's. Anybody work at McDonald's in there? 1450? Yeah. So I've been around. So why do you care? Why are you here? Is anyone here work in cybersecurity or IT professionals? So a few nerds like me, thank you. There's one simple explanation. Your organization, I'm saying organization because we deal with government organizations too, you're at risk. And it's all about the money. This is all about the money. That's all they care about. They're going to use you, your data, whatever it is, to make money. I mean, they don't care, right? So I like showing this slide. If I were to do this slide again, I'd probably put a Gen 6 on here and put AI up in that Gen 6. But kind of the evolution of cyber threats and how they've happened, you can go all the way back to the 80s. And I tell this story and I tell people not to share it, but I wrote a virus in high school in 1985 because I didn't want to do my homework. And so it infected all the computers in the computer lab and I didn't have to turn my homework. And so some bad stuff's been going on since way back when. I'm always proud of that story. My son has to. But we're up Gen 5, I'd say Gen 6, right? AI is a big thing. The bad guys are using AIs to generate code, generate programs that just say, hey, write me a program that attacks all the latest threats, vulnerabilities that are out there. And it'll kick out this code. And it works pretty good, unfortunately. So really how a breach is happening, 91% is phishing emails. 91%. You would be completely safe if you would not let employees use computers. Well, maybe not completely, but you'd be really safe. Unfortunately, we can't do that in this world. Knowledge work is, the majority of what we do in the United States. 32% phishing successful breaches, phishing techniques. Session token replay attacks. That's big. If you don't know what that is, we'll talk about it briefly. But when they steal your session token, your MFA doesn't matter. People and email, bad combination. So when we come into an organization, we implement usually about 35 layers, 35 controls, cybersecurity controls. SOC is a good example of one of those, but 35. AV, well, next gen AV, one. But zero trust is a big one. Some of the administrative controls, I'm not going to talk about all 35. Physical security, regular audits, company policies, things like that. So what can you walk away from this with if you're going to do anything in your business? This is the top 4 that I recommend. There's probably other top 4s out there. Make sure everybody's getting phishing training. Those emails, those fake emails that you get, you may get the fake emails and you click on it and then you're punished and you have to do training. It's very important. I get them. Every once in a while I click it on purpose just to see my cybersecurity guy freak out. You should be implementing zero trust. If you don't know what it is, come talk to me. But zero trust is one of the most important things you can do in your environment right now. Obviously, multi-factor authentication, two-factor authentication. If you are logging into anything, and you're not prompted for a code, and we can talk about what's good and what's bad, but every single day, you're at risk. A lot of attacks we see, my team sees, are session thefts, where sessions are saved, the attacker somehow gets access to that token, and then they can just log into your 365 account from anywhere. China, North Korea, doesn't matter where they're at. So I'm going to talk about client compliance briefly. I'm going to go through every single one of these in detail. It's going to be about a 2-day seminar. I'm glad you guys like my engineering jokes. Usually people just like this. Most of what organizations have to comply with is the PCI stuff, right? That's the credit card compliance. In my opinion, it's kind of a joke. It's not hard to do. You do a questionnaire, you might lie on the answers, answer what you think is the right answer, and then you're compliant. But a lot of these other ones are a lot more involved. CMMC is the big one that is coming down the pipe from the DoD and the feds. Anyone here worried about CMMC? Fun stuff. See, it's just simple, right? All you got to do is have this, and you're done, right? Just those 134 compliance items, no problem. This is probably, it's actually a really good thing, and I might get yelled at for saying that. I was talking with an organization yesterday, and what's nice about Cybersecurity Maturity Model Compliance, that's what it stands for, say that a bunch, is it's more defined than some of the past things that have flowed down from government entities or organizations. And so there are a lot of good things with it. The good news, level 2 is generally the most popular one that organizations have to comply with. Level 1's pretty easy. Level 3, I feel sorry for you. Just once again, real quick, here's all the domains that you have to comply with based on level 1, level 2, level 3. So if you have compliance issues, it doesn't have to be CMMC, but PCI, HIPAA, there might be someone that has HIPAA compliance. This is what I recommend that you do if you're not doing anything. Like, what's the next step? And this is going to be great because we have the same slide. I always recommend you start with this cybersecurity framework. This isn't that hard to implement. Kind of the middle couple items are implementation stuff that we do for you. The rest of it's documentation, policies, procedures, things like that. Start with this. It'll make your organization instantly better, and it's like the training wheels for the real compliance stuff. So it's a good way to go for it. 2 minutes. I'm going to end earlier than everyone else.
We can debate CMMC for a while.
That's right. We can say it over and over again. So, thanks for your time. Hope you learned something, and thanks for the other presenters. But I guess we're going to have a panel coming up.